Okay, so let's go, rename a little bit this from big canvas. Let's go name it first layer or something like this so we can recognize. Now we can go create new one, and by default it will create big canvas and other ones for us. Notice it's cover. And this one I want to maybe create additional cloud just around, but we'll do those ones a little bit stronger and slightly different colors, so they're kind of affecting or interacting. So let's go same, increase altitude and pop up height on this. So they will be increasingly up, kind of mixing with what we already have there. And maybe even pop up higher level, maybe around 10, maybe too much on this, on a 7th. So let's bring it down. Okay, now we'll do increase a little bit altitude variations, take feathering, sharpness down, pop up opacity. Again, we'll say density 1. I just like a little bit more cloud so I can see the planet. And you can see we have a nice spiky things going out of the planet in this case. Let's reduce cover down so we'll have a more visible surface on our planet. Okay, and those spikes, let's open again our atmosphere editor and we'll change color. You know what, let's go try maybe cyanish color for this. So you can see how it does look a little bit too intense. So we'll go adjusting white. And now lighting effects, let's say ambient light force it. And we'll just make different, make red and orangey. And just two complementary lights which will affect slightly on the edges of this. Okay. So you can see we're already adding all these interesting colors to this. Let's go color and density. Okay, our scale will pop up uniformly and scaling on this a little bit up. Okay, I think it's look good. Let's go to atmosphere. We can play a little bit more with the adjustment. Again, we can bring density, but if we bring density, you'll notice right here we have it kind of more particle. And it's okay if you decide to create a small single, maybe like a dust, space dust or something. It's work actually very well this way. But again, for what purpose of just create like an inside the nebula, we'll just create a little bit lower. Okay, so this is, let's call it blue layer. Okay, let's create new. Same one. So in this case, actually, I want to create actually way bigger. So we'll just expanding, like you can see, quite a bit large. Okay, we'll go to create altitude variation, add to this. Let's take a feathering, sharpening down. So we'll have it around there. You know what, maybe even bring altitude even bigger. Kind of like almost out. Okay, let's go to edit our coloring. And we'll just take maybe around orangey color. So kind of matching almost our other ones. Okay, this point will atmosphere. Let's go to increase shadow density, ambient light all the way down. We'll add those kind of depth details for us. Remember, density will set to 1, opacity 100. That should add effect. And now we need to work a little bit with altitude adjustments and a little bit with also height to create a correct kind of positioning over this. So again, let's take cover down. Okay, increase a little bit on our scale. So we have bigger chunks kind of almost going. Okay, cover. Let's bring altitude a little bit back up. And let's increase density just a bit so we have it a bit depth to our clouds. Okay, I don't necessarily like how the ambient looking, so for this we'll go inside and we'll have it force ambient color, and ambient color, you know what, let's set to the purplish kind of bluish purplish to this color. Okay, kind of around the color. So we'll just force it a little bit, that lighting here. Let's go back and we have it, you can see from ambient lighting, so we can add just a little bit more right around there. And remember how I say that if we look on the lighting, our ambient color was this kind of lighting. So if we change this color to darker, watch what's happening. Now we'll have a much stronger kind of coloring going inside, and it's give it more saturation, kind of interesting effect for us in this way. So that's why I like to set ambient lighting on darker when with these effects. Okay, so we created another layer of the clouds, and you can see spread. They're creating nice spreading kind of almost elements around. Let's go to this planet, and I don't necessarily like at this point in the moon. I don't think it's good. Again, we can add all these nice layers, all these elements blending in with the clouds like a nebula creating, and other planet has become a little bit too boring, I think, at this point. Okay, let's go back to our clouds, and this is our yellow one creating. So let's play a little bit more, maybe take altitude a little bit down and increase height. So we'll just play slightly with this. Okay, increase cover. Let's increase density. See, our density should be bring stronger to this effect. I think this actual density will work very well, but I want to overlay another one over this to add kind of help with all elements, because our details, which is contrast, it's what create also those small points. We can work with them around. Let's increase altitude variation. In many cases, you start playing around and you see which one is kind of working better or what you don't like it. Okay, let's create a new cloud again. Will be cameras in this. And this one, I want actually purple. We'll go with this one, purple color. Okay, we'll go to make height quite a bit higher. Okay, drop altitude a little bit on this. So it's almost overlay with our yellow clouds. You can see right there. And we'll go change color on this. So we go to color density. How I say, because it's purplish, we'll go put it on purple color for this. Kind of like nebula. Okay, we'll go lighting effects, force ambient, and let's go to force more to the greenish bluish color. There's cyanish, somewhat this color. Okay, let's go to color, and now we'll have our density 1 because I want semi-transparency. Pop-up opacity. Okay, and you can see how well it started already integrating. Pop-up altitude variation, ambient lighting, so we'll have it a little bit bluish in the areas. Let's take feathering. Okay, and reduce a little bit on the cover. Okay, bring back in, but let's bring a little bit density up. Okay, that's slightly up. Okay, we'll increase also scale. Just add those elements. So I want to bring some of this back. I don't want to bring too strong, but I want to bring some of the elements in. And we'll do cover. But let's make it bigger so it's come up. And you can see when I increase, this is go up, so it should be overlay going over our cover. Here, pop up on a density higher so we can preview in some of these areas. And for this, because I want to increase feathering, which make this smoother on the edges, transition a little bit nicer this way. But let's go to like scale 1. So let's bring in this covering, maybe even too bright. Maybe it will match this again like nebula color. So to do this, let's go back to our coloring, color density, and right here we want to match actually a little bit desaturated, almost like this color. There you go. So yeah, we'll match slightly this back nebula. I think this will work better. Okay, we'll go this. Let's go click. And now we can work with the density, take density slightly down. So we'll see how it will start bring a little bit more up. And you know what, let's actually put the density to 1. Pop up opacity to 500. So let's make some darker areas, a little bit blending in a little bit more. Okay, we can play with the details. If you want details, it's overall work as a contrast level for this, so it will add some those elements, but I think the bring down will smooth out some of the edges. And I'm just right here, look on this corner. I'm not necessarily like how it come, but overall it is I think matching okay. Let's, you know what, let's increase a little bit altitude on this one, higher. And height drop down slightly. This will make sure the rounding, yep, a little bit better. And bring altitude up a little bit more. I'm just looking in this corner right there. There's look a little bit better. Okay, so right here. Okay. Let's work more on the clouds, because I will just add more and more layers to this, but we're almost done here. So we're creating this very interesting nebula planet inside the nebula kind of look, and we'll also just add a spaceship maybe after.